Halfway down the next aisle in the supermarket and stopped. The man appeared behind him and glanced at Teddy in what he perceived to be a furtive manner. Teddy didn't like it. He especially didn't like that the man was uniformed as a deputy sheriff. Teddy didn't think of himself as an unnaturally paranoid person. Still, after years as a fugitive, albeit now a forgotten one, his sense of self-preservation had become honed to a fine point, and he could not ignore that. He ducked around the next corner, abandoned his shopping cart, and moved quickly toward the rear exit of the big store. He passed through a stockroom and out into the alley behind the store, then he broke into a trot. Before the deputy had had time to miss him and start looking, Teddy had arrived back in the parking lot in front of the store, started his car, and driven away. He drove away from the store in the opposite direction from his house, then started to work a pattern of turns that took him in a circle back to his neighborhood, always checking his rear-view mirror and occasionally stopping for a minute or so to see if a sheriff's cruiser would pass him. He took 40 minutes to make the 10-minute trip to his house, and he had the garage door open with the remote as he turned into the driveway, so that he didn't have to slow down until the car was inside and the door down. He had enjoyed living in the North Carolina mountain town, but the time had come to move on. Once inside, Teddy checked the living room window to be sure he had not been followed. Then he went to his laptop, entered the 18-digit password, found his departure checklist, and printed it. He went to the kitchen, looked under the sink, and found the box of surgical gloves he kept there. He donned a pair, then went to his bedroom and packed his 2 duffels with the clothing and belongings he did not want to leave behind. That done, he put all his remaining clothing into a big plastic leaf bag, then vacuumed the house and furniture thoroughly, and put the vacuum bag into another leaf bag, followed by every remaining item that he owned, including the used sheets and towels and everything in the refrigerator and freezer. The house had now taken on a bare look, containing only the furnishings that had come with the rental. When he was satisfied that he had packed everything he was going to take with him, he put his belongings and the 2 leaf bags into the back of the old station wagon he had been driving for the past 10 months. Then he returned to the house, found a spray bottle of alcohol-based window-cleaning fluid, and spent nearly 4 hours wiping down every door and door handle, piece of furniture, kitchen cabinet, and surface in the house that could retain a fingerprint. He spent half an hour at his computer, first logging onto the CIA mainframe, then finding his way to the FAA website and creating a new registration for his airplane, using a tail number from a list he had already reserved and had had stick-on numbers made for. He then packed his laptop and the contents of his safe, including some $400,000 in cash, into a hard suitcase. Then he counted out 3 months' rent, put it into an envelope addressed to the real estate agent, along with a note in childish block capitals explaining his departure, and left it on the kitchen table. Since he didn't have a cleaning lady, it might be weeks before someone found it. He made a final sweep of the house, then put the suitcase into the rear of the station wagon, and, using a yard rake, broke the light bulb that automatically came on when the garage door was opened. It was past 1 in the morning now, and as he closed the garage door with the remote, he checked the block once again for any threat. That done, he tossed the remote into a rose bush in front of the house and left the neighborhood. He drove several miles across town, then tossed the leaf bag containing the useful items he no longer wanted into a Salvation Army collection bin. Then, a couple of blocks away, he threw the other leaf bag into a building site dumpster. Now clear of the town, he drove to the Asheville Regional Airport and tapped in the code that opened a gate on the back side of the field. He drove to his hangar, opened it, and drove inside. He packed the Cessna 182RG with his belongings, wiped down the station wagon thoroughly, and left another envelope with 3 months.